Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Lou Nanny, Lavelle E. Neal, and Sid Hartman. What promises to be a festive half hour based on the conversation that we've had thus far going in. Now, Sid, you've been dying to talk about it. What's up with the Minnesota Wild? 5 straight since the break.
I got to give the general manager a lot of credit, and I got to give him credit for having patience with the coach. Lou and Nanny knows more about hockey than any guy in his world.
I know, but you always want to start the show with an opening statement, so I wanted to get you the puck, pardon the pun, first.
All I know is he said if they get good goaltending, they'll win some games.
You said that. It wasn't Lou.
They didn't get the goaltending. The goaltending was terrible. Now, how do you figure this out? I asked Louis before we went on the show. Here's a guy who was a nothing with Arizona, and he was with about 5 different teams.
But he played some, but he had a very good player in front of him that wasn't going anywhere, right? I don't know what.
Well, first of all, he was a high draft. He was a high draft pick. He was a first-round pick, so the guy has had a history of being skilled and being a good goaltender. And he was with a couple teams. He didn't get a chance with the better teams because they already had the #1 goalie. When it was Montreal, he got Price. But in Arizona's not a great team, and now he's getting the chance to play behind a pretty good team.
Yep.
And he's got size, and he's been a pretty good goaltender. He hadn't been #1 on a good team. Now he's got a good team. He's #1. He's playing well.
Lavelle, 2 6'6" goaltenders for the Wild. We never thought we'd see that back in the set. When Louis was drafting him, he wasn't looking for 6'6" goaltenders.
Well, good size. I'm going to defer to Lou here too, but it seems like they're playing more confidently, knowing that they've got some stability and goal, and that has helped them.
Better.
But my thing is that they dug themselves such a hole. And how much have they gained in the standings since they've had this run?
We were talking about that. How much have they gained?
It's so
2
difficult
points, right?
to make headway right now.
I always said when you get to February and you're 5 points behind, the odds are you're not going to make it.
It's just that simple.
And it's really tough to make.
But it's just.
But it's tough to make. Well, especially in the Wild situation, they got to leapfrog so many teams, and when you're in the same conference, the teams you're trying to leapfrog, on the night that you might be winning, 2 of the teams that you're trying to leapfrog, one of them is going to win if they're playing each other. So it's really tough to gain those extra points. So you really got to go on a heck of a run to make it.
Bruce had a pretty good story the other day about Zach Parise. The fact that he couldn't play hockey while his father was suffering all that stuff. I think him coming back into form has made a big difference too. Now he's at his peace, he said, and now he can concentrate on hockey, and I think that's a big factor too.
It's an X factor.
Yeah, but you know, that being said, even when he was going through that problem, that is really tough on an individual. He still was about their best player.
Yeah, he was.
So it wasn't like he was playing poorly, but now he's even scoring more.
So what, like Zucker, what happens to him where all of a sudden the light bulb goes off? Is that just time in the NHL and eventually everything clicks? And
you look at Zucker, all the places he's played till he got to the NHL, and even with Denver, you'll see. And if you watch the NCAA finals, he gets all the big goals. He was a scorer all the way through. He came here and he really needed to learn the defensive part of the game, so they weren't giving him a lot of ice. He wasn't getting chances where other people get chances, but he never lost his ability to score. When he got some ice time, he'd score some goals there. He went to the minors, scored there. Scorers don't forget how to score. They might have an off year one time, but overall, if they're a good scorer, they're going to score, and Zucker's a good scorer.
What were you going to say, Lavelle?
Is it wrong for me to think, Lou, that it's tough for a team that's trailing to make a lot of ground in a system in which a team can get a point for losing in overtime?
That makes it tougher.
Good point.
Yeah.
That makes it even
Pardon
tougher.
the pun again.
Yeah, that makes it even tougher now because you got essentially 3-point games. And so, like the other night, I was just looking at the standings, watching a game, and one of the teams the Wild was chasing, I think it was the Dallas Stars, got a tie. And I said, son of a gun, you know, they had to get a point. We don't even want to see them get a point, but that hurts.
Sid, you got something to say about this?
Talk about a team. How about Timberwolves?
We're going to get to them. We stagger this show so we get to them all and give them all their just due. So let's stay with the Wild for a minute, then eventually we get to the Timberwolves.
There's a schedule right there, Sid.
Do you like the point system in hockey where you can lose a game and get a point?
No, I don't like it. I think if you lose, you shouldn't get nothing.
Right.
You should. I don't think that. I don't like that. I'm not a hockey expert.
Right, but this has nothing to do with whether you're a hockey expert.
I'm not anything.
No, it's a marketing
But
deal.
the point is,
you're right.
I don't like that shootout. I just think it should be based on how you play You win or you lose.
What do you think, Roy?
Well, I agree with him. I'm not a big fan of the shootout anymore, and I think you'll see next year they're trying it in the American League. You'll probably go 4-4 than 3-on-3. I'd rather them see in a game a winner or loss in a game type situation than a shootout.
You mean a double overtime 3-on-3, or?
I don't know how they'll do it. They could go 5-5, 4-3, and then try a shootout if there's any, there's no result. But I think that if they ever had a 3-on-3 after a 4-on-4, I'd say the probabilities are 85 to 90% you'll find a winner before you go to a shootout.
Would 3-on-3 be?
Yeah.
I mean, would that in your mind damage the game too much? Would it?
No, you get 3-on-3s in the game now.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I saw 3-on-3 just not often, but I've seen it enough times, and I've played in it enough times. That happens.
Are you surprised at all the way the Wild fans have stuck with this team? I mean, they had a record crowd last night at the XL, and they've been there all year. Even through the downtimes, it's still a buzz, and there's still an anticipation. Are you surprised at all by that?
Well, I'm happy about it. I'm not so much surprised because the Wild still work hard every game, even when they were losing. They should have been winning a lot of those games, so they're putting out a good product. The Wild fans are getting there, and they're seeing their team work. They were losing because they had bad goaltending, but the Wild fans are rabid. The Star Hockey fans are rabid. And the Wild fans are fortunate that that team, very, very few times does a fan ever leave being cheated that they didn't work hard. That team works hard all the time.
Yeah. You like that Wild fan base? Are you surprised by it at all, how they sell out that arena?
Here's the thing about the Wild. The hockey fans, as I told you, are the most rabid of all sports. They think there's only one sport that counts, that's hockey. Yeah. If they don't feed their kids, they buy the hockey tickets. I go to Wild games once in a while.
Well, I was going to say,
this happened?
How many this year, Sid?
Yeah.
And I see these guys walk in with 2-3 kids with hockey stuff on. They think their kid's going to be the next Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. It's kind of sad when you think about it,
And they bring their kids and they tell them, see that, you can be that.
How many games have you been to this year?
None.
That's why he got so sick of seeing this that he decided to take a stand against it.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, but now that the Wolves won 3 in a row, he's going to have a parade for him.
Yeah, that's right. Grand Marshal.
Give me the Grand Marshal on the float. Stay with us.
Listen, I got...
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King, for the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology, life is worth hearing.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
You're watching CW-23.
With the card accepted in all 50 states, you have the compassion of the cross and the security of the shield, giving you the power to do more. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota. Live fearless.
Here we go, starting on our adventure. Here we go, let the journey begin. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
When harsh weather and rough roads sneak up on you like a ninja, only Dodge has the power to give it a swift kick. you add all-wheel drive, well, that's one heck of a kung fu grip. Born Dodge. Well-qualified loyal owners and lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2015 Dodge Journey SXT for $259 a month.
See why more people are coming to Audi than ever before at Audi Minneapolis. Experience the legendary performance and handling of an A4 2.0 T Quattro. Lease yours for only $379 a month. Plus, Audi Minneapolis will make your first month's payment. Or try out the luxury and power of an A6. Lease for just $499 a month. The Summer of Audi event at Audi Minneapolis on 394 at General Mills Boulevard and at AudiMinneapolis.com.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs, fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second-to-none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt, stop on by. Say hi to Pat and the gang. I was over there the other day, had a great meal, a great time. Chicken sandwich with mushrooms on it, a little side salad. It was perfect. J.D. Hoyt's got something perfect for you. Stop on by in downtown Minneapolis. Welcome back to the sports show. Sid Hartman, the next on the menu it says Gophers, and there's so many different ways we can attack this because there's so many different things that have happened with the Gophers. There's signing day. The basketball team got hot. The hockey team got hot.
Yeah.
But you had Dr. Kaler on this morning to talk about fundraising. What was your takeaway?
Well, the fact that he wants it get done, that's important. If you show me a winning program.
College.
And I'll show you a president that wants to win. And I have known every president since, way back.
Woodrow Wilson. Cannon?
Woodrow Wilson. And I have always been moral, been friendly with him. I have lunch with him. I have dinner with him. I'm very friendly with this guy. And this guy is the best of them all. This guy is
You used to say that about Udolph, though, emphatically.
Udolph knew nothing about
Udolph.
sports.
You loved Udolph.
Personally. But he knew nothing about sports, and he had a woman running the athletic department that didn't know a puck from a basketball. And she predicted that they were going to be about 20 million behind in 3-4 years, and then they turned out they were 5 million ahead. But now you got somebody who really wants to get it done.
Okay. Lavelle, before Louis, I don't know if Louis met
You
Dr.
agree,
Kaler
Louis?
or not. But
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something nice about Dr. Kaler because when he took over, he attended the Diamond Awards banquet the first, as soon as he took control of things, and he walked up to me and introduced himself to me. I thought that was pretty impressive because Kaler's a supporter of the Diamond Awards.
that's nothing compared to what he did to Sid when he saw him the first time.
We've almost raised $3 million over the last 10 years for neurological research at the U. So props to Dr. Kaler for his support.
Sid's right. President Kaler is the best president they've ever had.
Better than Udolph?
Better than Udolph by a long shot.
When
Better
Udolph
than
was
everybody,
here,
man.
those two were pretty tight.
I don't care how tight they were. I'm telling you the difference. Kaler is by far the best president we've ever had.
So what is the real update on fundraising? Because it's harder unless you really understand bonding and this and that. What's the update?
We're making progress. We're around 70 million now. We do have some nice situations that we're working on. We think they're going to come to fruition. We want to get, as Sid says in his show today, I guess he had Kaler on, and it was in the paper. I just got back, but I didn't see it. But we need 80% of 120 million to to start putting a shovel in the ground and go. But
That's
we're
the way he
optimistic we're
talked
going to get
today.
there.
How much is
You
Sid in
wouldn't
for?
need 100.
No, I said 80% of 120 million.
He told
That's
me.
96 million.
He told me if you're short of, just slightly short of the 80%,
Yeah.
that the university would borrow you some
Yeah.
money.
No,
he
he's good.
wants, Kill wants this thing, and
Well, you had the practice facility being built in December, remember?
yeah, let me just say this. Kill keeps on talking about it, and the great athletic director, he don't want him talking about it, but Kill's going to keep on talking
Well, he's
about
got
it
to, because he's got to keep up with the recruits.
because he can't win consistently
Right.
if he doesn't have
And he's
the
got to, and he's
facility.
recruiting, so he has to make sure
We
that these
take
kids
the
know.
kid from De La Salle, went to Oregon. You know why? Nike supports that thing with multi-million dollars. They got the greatest facilities in the world.
Not Nike, just Phil Knight.
Phil Knight, yeah. that
I'll
is
say this, though. Minnesota didn't lose a single kid to Iowa, didn't lose a kid to Wisconsin, and my assistant at the paper, Jeff Day, was down with his father at Iowa State. His father's a big Iowa State guy, and he's talking to the running back coach, and Jeff Day says to the running back coach, "Did you recruit Minnesota? We don't recruit Minnesota anymore."
Locked up.
Jerry Kell's got that
It's locked up.
place.
Nobody's had the relationship with high school
Right.
coaches that he has.
So once his fundraising drive gets to like the 5-yard line, and he need that one donation to put him over the top, is that the time you're waiting for?
Hartman,
For you to come over
Hartman,
with the big check
Hartman.
that puts him over the top and gets the shovels in the ground.
Yeah. I'll write the check tomorrow.
We're going to call the football
The Hartman
practice,
Field.
the Hartman practice
Or
facility.
maybe Hartman volleyball practice facility, a little smaller version of, but that would be, throw it in the area
Let me
that
tell you
supports
something.
these places.
I'm a pretty good supporter of that university. I take care of them pretty good.
You sure have over the years, no question
Yeah.
about it. Now, the basketball team, happy with it?
Go for basketball? Well, they almost blew this game.
Yeah. You mean the other
They
day?
lost 5 games by 5 points or less. They're no different they were the last year of Tubby when he was here. They for 3/4 of the game, they're in the game. Then they lose. They've lost 5 games, 6 games, and they almost lost this one. In fact, I think Purdue got robbed. I think the guy was fouled at the end.
Well, you're probably right. He would have had to make 2 free throws just to put it in overtime, though, so they still hadn't won the
That's
game.
right, and they never win the game.
Go for
in
hockey, Louis. They
overtime.
came to life this weekend.
They had a good weekend. It's the first time they've swept a team, I think, since November. So it was good. And Ohio State hadn't been swept this year, and that was something on the road. They hadn't been swept, so it was. You know what was good about it was they got balanced scoring from everyone.
Well, I know Boyd had 3 of the.
Yeah, but all the lines were scoring. But Boyd's probably been their best player this year.
How about that goal by Hudson Fashing last night?
Yeah, and Wilcox gave him good goaltending. He had one on the short side, but other than that, in the 2 games, he gave him good goaltending. So they're playing the way you expect them to play, and they have to be playing better because next weekend they got Michigan, and that's going to be a real good series.
What took so long? Because when you bring back so many guys from a team that went to the finals, you figure they're ready to roll over
that's the
people.
question, yeah.
My friends who know way more hockey than I do, they keep saying this team doesn't play physical enough. They're mad because the defensemen are rushing up the ice and making their forwards and centermen play defense too much. What's the deal here?
Well, some of the things you just said, they weren't playing, they weren't winning battles on the boards. Their defensive zone. Sometimes when you're not scoring goals, you know what happens? Everybody gets so caught up in trying to score goals, they forget to take care of your own zone first. When you play hockey, you play defense first in your own zone. Everything else should follow from that. And their defensemen were getting, in the Michigan series, I was there, that's when I got a little upset because they had, second period, they probably had 3 2-on-1s, a couple of them they were scored on. But now they're playing better, and I think they're playing as a unit
More
better.
than one forward has told me they haven't blocked enough shots, that they haven't just flat out dive enough, just effort things.
Wait
True?
a second.
Uh-oh.
It's the same thing with them. They had a goaltender last year, Wilcox. He was All-American goaltender.
Right.
He's not All-American this year.
He's
No,
the same
no,
goaltender.
but I'll tell you this.
He's under assault.
Even though he isn't as good this year as last year, they weren't losing just because of Wilcox.
Yeah.
They weren't playing very well.
And that's they're saying. They said they weren't blocking enough shots for him, correct?
Well, that's just one of the things you got to do.
Okay. Take a break, come back. Stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Allery's, the original St. Paul sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
Ever wonder, why do I hear but not understand? Scientists at Cambridge University discovered the answer. Inside your cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hearing hair cells. Poor hearing occurs when regions of these hair cells die. Amplifying a dead region with hearing aids makes you hear worse, not better. The result of this study is a hearing clarity breakthrough. Using standard test equipment, dead regions of your cochlea are identified. Then, a new type of frequency-shaping hearing aid is programmed to bypass the dead regions. Only your usable hearing hair cells receive amplification. Brilliant. A local study is underway. 100 citizens with hearing problems are needed to receive this testing and then wear the tiny device for 10 days, recording your results. Call now to see if you qualify. Volunteers may keep the product at a special discount if they desire. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now.
Thanks for watching CW-23.
In a world full of compromise, the Audi A3 takes a different path. Get uncompromised design, the style and presence of Audi in a lighter, smaller form. Uncompromised performance, a lightning-quick turbocharged engine, and race-bred S-tronic transmission. Uncompromised luxury with standard leather seating and panoramic sunroof. Lease your A3 for only $299 a month. Plus, during the Summer of Audi event, Audi Minneapolis will make your first payment. Stay uncompromised. Audi Minneapolis.
Stopping by Audi Minneapolis, visit Charlie and the gang, drive out in a Q7 and A6 and A4. Oh, I said a nice ride. All-wheel drive and the best service in town, Audi Minneapolis, right off of General Mills Boulevard, Wayzata Boulevard in Golden Valley. Welcome back to the Sports Show. Louis, if you were going to start a college hockey team, Penn State is maybe a good example because they just started with a new arena. Would you, in this day and age, try to go heavy on high school high-end kids, or would you, i.e. Mankato, forget about the high-end high school kids and just focus on 20 and 21-year-old freshmen that will be with you for the duration? Is there a better way?
Well, first of all, the university hasn't got just high-end high school kids. Every one of those kids has played junior hockey. Now, some of them leave in the 11th grade to go play.
Yeah.
So they're all getting
20,
the same
21.
thing.
Right.
Yeah. You might have about 4 or 5 kids in Minnesota that are coming in as pure freshmen, although they've played junior.
But the other thing about that kid is he might leave soon.
Play junior.
Yeah, I'll play junior.
Yeah, Wilcox played in Green Bay.
Yeah.
But the other danger that you run into is he may leave as soon as he
can.
They
all leave. I mean, that's one thing we can't use as an excuse. You know that Wisconsin this year had 9 players graduate and 2 left, freshmen. So they lost 11. It happens to every team.
Yeah.
North Dakota, Taves left, Parisi left. We can go on and on. Every team has NHL guys. If they're good, they leave. So you can't use that as an excuse. You got to get guys that, first of all, you have to have some physical play. You got to be able to win battles. You got to be able to have speed. You're not going to win if you can't skate, and you need good goaltending.
Okay.
Now, it is good when a guy's a little older because they're going to be a little physically stronger. But the guys that stay are the guys that aren't, for the most part, aren't going to step right into pro as easily as some of those.
Right, there's a reason they're staying, is what you're saying.
You lost some pretty good players, though. I mean, a lot of them didn't graduate last year, but the year before, Busted had another year.
Yeah, but they went to the Final Four last year.
Yeah,
huh?
This team is loaded. They should be playing way better than they are right now.
Moving down the menu, and we'll get into Sid's sweet spot again. The Timberwolves.
Well, I think Flip Saunders is one of the great coaches in the game.
Why do you say that?
8 straight playoffs when he was with the Timberwolves before. I think he drafted 2 great players in Muhammad and the other guy. What's his name?
Gorgie Deng?
Yeah, those 2 guys got a chance.
They're both role players. They're not great. They're okay.
They're great.
They're not great.
They got a chance.
They're not even starters.
They got a chance to be great. They got a chance. I know a little more about basketball.
No, you don't. You never played it in your life. Go ahead.
Yeah, I picked a lot of pretty good players over the years. The other thing is the trade was unbelievable. Wiggins is better than Love. What do you think of that?
Love scored 32 today.
Yeah, he had 4 straight three-pointers.
You wouldn't trade Wiggins for Love.
I'm not sure about that. We don't know what Wiggins can do because he's kind of like this, up and down.
Up and down?
Yeah. But they've won 3 straight.
I think
so
I'd
what
take
do you
Wiggins.
think?
I think if they get a good lottery pick, like the big center from Duke,
Okafor.
they will be a very good team.
Choke for
And
Oak.
I'll tell you what.
Choke for Oak. Choke for Oak.
Lavelle wants to talk.
In this town,
Yep.
the crowd at that Cleveland game, was you there?
Indication of what could be.
Could be, yeah. They'd go
You're right.
crazy.
They'd
go
selling out.
crazy.
What were you going to say, Lavelle?
Roster still needs to get stronger. I think this offseason is going to be huge for the Wolves. Will Martin still be here? Will Thaddeus Young still be here? They make a big deal about having like the triumvirate of good players. Who's going to be the third wheel is going to be the next stud. You got Wiggins, you got Rubio. Rubio looks like he's ready to take over this team and make it
I had a
his
long
team.
talk with Rubio yesterday.
Huh?
I had a long talk with
Who's
Rubio
gonna be the third
yesterday.
wheel here?
I have a pretty good relationship with him, you know. And we
Oh, you got a good relationship
pretty good
with
relationship
everybody.
with him. Pekovic too.
There's nobody you
And
don't have
Rubio tells
relations
we
with.
talked about him wanting to be the leader of this team.
Huh?
We talked about him wanting to be the leader of this team for the first
Yeah.
time, where he wants to be the man in the middle. I think it's because he got the contract.
Well, I think he won't play hurt, so I think that's one problem. I think you can't.
I thought you liked him.
Huh?
I thought you liked Rubio.
I like him.
Okay.
But I think he could have played earlier than he played right now. Louis, these hockey players, they get stitches, they get cuts, they come right back and play. Some of these basketball players,
I think
babies.
I think that's called guaranteed
Well,
money.
a pulled
too.
hamstring is
Hang on, we
different
gotta
than a
take
broken
break.
tooth.
Take a break. Stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law, for all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us. And Edge Marketing and Promotional Products. From T-shirts to swag, featuring over 100,000 products. We can put your logo on anything.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yes, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. For details, go to ticketkingonline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
You're watching CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. Go say to Bob Weiss, the folks at Beacon Bank, your perfect partner as this economy gets roaring back and real estate gets going. Go meet with them. Find out how to live your American dream. We ran a little long in the last segment, so I want to skip right down to the final segment, Sid on Sid. As we close out the show, Sid, as has become our tradition here, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is durability, like Grant said, is just as important as ability.
Okay.
And I think Rubio could have played earlier than he played. Maybe Flipper didn't want to take any chances, but players got to learn to play hurt. And the great ones, Louis will tell you, the great ones, like Gretzky, played hurt.
There you go.
Am I right?
You're right.
There's the exclamation point. Bye-bye,
The
everybody.
Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King, for the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology, life is worth hearing.